Okay, we're in round 2. This is definitely a keep. Nice looking hand. Seeker into Enigma Drake. Into maybe Naga Oracle. Fuel ourselves a little bit. Maybe buff up that Enigma Drake. Depending, of course. Okay, opponent is also keeping, and we are good to go here. Electrify, certainly a fine draw, especially with our Seeker, as well as our Drake. Alright. Nice. Alright, let's get our Seeker down. We can start looting pretty quickly here. We're still going to cast the Drake, of course, because that sets us up better with our Tormenting Voice. Alright, so they have cancel mana, so they may get our Drake, but it's still absolutely worth trying here. So let's play Drake. Okay, so they got us there. We'll get in for 2. It's only we cast a non-creature spell, yeah. Alright. So they did have counter. I mean, they were telegraphing it, but I didn't mind trying to resolve my spell there. My other play would have been a Tormenting Voice plus a Loot, which I guess would have been good as well. What am I discarding to Tormenting Voice? Might actually just be the Oracle. No second color from our opponent yet, either. If we draw land, I'll okay. So I think we're just going to Tormenting Voice away the land. Okay. So now we can loot as well, which is much more valuable than getting in 1 point of damage. Sure. That's not a problem at all, actually. So we'll draw. I think they just were kind of desperate for their second color. So we'll discard a land. We'll play Seeker again. Am I going to have problems finding lands later, though? I don't think there's anything else I really want to... I mean, I could dump the Gale Strike now. That makes the Serpent 2 cheaper, which would let me play it next turn. Yeah, that's pretty good, actually. All right. We'll dump the... I mean, I could... yeah, we want the instant source. Okay. So we'll dump this over the Electrify. And we'll play the Seeker. And next turn we get to play the Serpent. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's tough to deny. Okay. So they're double cycling. They're just... they're either... I mean... We don't know what they are yet. Just because they have the Rubble doesn't necessarily mean they're blue-red, but they could be. Serpent of their own, but we've got our own as well, so we're okay. Okay. Initiate. We can deal with that. No attacks, though. Okay. There's another Enigma Drake. Which is quite good right now. It's a 2/4. So we can attack with our Serpent, play the Enigma Drake. Because we're still a little bit of ways away from that. We'll just attack with the Serpent. I think that's fine. And we'll take the trade. So we'll play the Drake. And we'll leave up the Fling. Okay, so we can Fling at the Initiate. And then we can loot as well. That's worth it. Okay, that's fine. We still get to use the looter here. So we can ditch the land. Untap, draw, got another land. So we can Javelineer, or we can Naga Oracle. May want to do the Naga Oracle here. Let's see what we want to get rid of. So we want that pull from tomorrow and the Scribe. So let's just put the island in our graveyard and then put it on top in any order. So we probably want the pull first, just from all the card advantage. And then we'll play a land, and we'll attack for 1. So currently, Javelineer deals 3. Okay, another Initiate. So I think we have to do the Javelineer now. We could Electrify and loot as well, but I'm just going to Javelineer. Okay, we got Electrify for that, so this is actually going to pull us ahead on the race, and I am going to loot instead, I think, too, although, yeah, maybe I do just, well, no, I think we want to loot, so we'll kill this thing, and we'll loot. So I didn't play a land this turn, right? I only forget what I drew this. I drew the Scribe, so I haven't played a land. But pull from tomorrow is a lot of card advantage. So I think we're just going to ditch that, and we'll get in for 4, which at the very least puts us even on the race, right? Probably just embalming. Yep. So Scribe with Fling probably doesn't get us there, I guess, but we can get the Electrify back. Got some options here. So we can also pull from tomorrow as well. Let's see, I play land and I pull for 3, but then I can't play the Scribe, right? So I can only pull for 2, which isn't great. I'm trying to think what I'm trying to dig for from... Yeah, I don't think I can dig for something that necessarily lets me live an extra turn, so I guess it makes more sense to just pull for 5 and hope that we find something there. I think Scribe is probably too slow at that point. Well, that's nice that our opponent blocked, actually. It makes this much easier. Because now I can Scribe and get back Electrify, which I think is better anyway. Okay. That way I don't have to find something I'll pull from tomorrow. I can just use the options I have at my disposal. Or maybe not. All right. I don't really want to pull for 2, though. Okay. So why don't we pull for 5. So we'll discard a land. We can loot. Can dump a... I guess like a... I don't know. Maybe this. Might still need that. Might still need my creatures. Maybe just the Illumination can go. And we'll smash for 2. Okay. Oh, Glyph Keeper's pretty amazing here. We definitely want a decision paralysis, but I think we just go Glyph Keeper plus, because they can't do anything about the Glyph Keeper anyway. Unless they have 2 spells that can deal with it, which I don't think they do. So let's just play, because we can always embalm it too. And then we'll play the Vizier. Even though it's only a 1/3, it's probably more valuable than Seeker right now. So we have 8 mana at the moment. We've got 9 cards left in our deck, though. Not that that's a big deal with the Oracle. You don't have to use the Oracle ability, which is kind of nice. That's not a huge deal, though. I guess we do. Well, no, we've got the Vizier, so we're okay. All right. Okay, that's a lot better for us. So now we have access to 7 mana, right? So we can do Seeker plus... Why don't we just cast Oracle first here? Okay, so we'll still just untap a land and play a Seeker. Still going to have to deal with that even initiate, but I mean, decision paralysis is only a temporary, it's not exactly a solution. Okay, so they kill us from that. I still think this feels like a very winnable match. They seem to just draw correctly there at the end. I mean, they top deck the answer there to kill us, and they had top decked the Essence Scatter to counter our thing. So they have a bunch of counter spells like us. We did get censored, but I don't know. This just feels like a really winnable match to me. I feel like we've got the better core with the triple Enigma Drake and the Javelineers and stuff. So we can bring in another fatty, but that just might get countered. We can illusory wrapping, but that's not great either. Kind of, well, it doesn't really deal with the Aven effectively, right? Because they can still chump block with it and then bring it back later. So their Aven is actually pretty good value against this. And I'm not sure we have great answers for that either. So I could bring in another Serpent, because it did feel like we were a little bit lacking on the win condition side there. Galestrike can kill their Embalm thing and draw us a card, so I actually like that quite a bit. And same goes for Comfort and Memory. So that's worth noting. If I bring in this Serpent, what can I cut? Maybe the Vizier. It does ramp, but well, it helps quite a bit with the Serpent, though. Maybe the Scribe, but I like being able to get back my powerful spells. Maybe a Seeker, but a Looter seems good. Maybe it is the Vizier, even though I think Vizier... Well, it could be a Naga Oracle, too. This is just like a synergy generator. Probably don't need it. Okay, we can cut an Oracle for another Serpent. Although, God, Oracle into Serpent, too. It's like all these synergy cards. I still think we'll cut an Oracle. We'll diversify. We'll keep the Vizier around. All right, let's do this. All right, we'll play first. 3 red mana. This is probably too dangerous to keep with all these blue spells, so I think we're going to mulligan. Alright, this one we'll keep, though. We'll keep the Evolving Wilds on top, too. Because we might need that. I guess the question is, do I want to take a turn off by playing the... Well, that is a question. Do I play the Evolving Wilds or the Seeker? Do I play around Censor too? That's a question. I think I'm going to play Seeker here. Because I might be able to play around Censor a little bit better if I do it this way. And this can do spells too, which is nice. Okay. So I kind of can anticipate something coming. Alright, so we'll play we could play the Enigma Drake, but it doesn't play around Censor. But they have so many counters, I think we just play the Drake. So we'll swing for one and then play Drake. So like I said, it doesn't play around Censor, but since they have multiple 3-mana counter spells, I think it doesn't make sense. Alright. They had multiple 2-mana counter spells, so it really doesn't matter. They just had all the goodies. They got all the goodies! Aw, Enigma Drake their own? That's sad. I've got 3 of them. Okay. So I think the play is this, put 2 from the top, and then we get to loot, get rid of this Evolving Wilds. Or maybe get rid of the Fling, actually, because we want to do Memory as soon as possible. Yeah. We'll see. If we get a land... Okay. Well... No, we are actually going to get rid of the Fling. Because... Well, it only costs 6. So... Okay. We just want to make sure that we can cast it. Because we're going to have way less cards than our opponent here. Alright, that kind of sucks for Memory now, because it gets to fuel them, but... I guess we just play the Javelineer, right? Yeah. Alright. Next turn we got to play the Memory and hope that we can resolve it. Potentially good card advantage for us if we can. Alright, so they got some goodies. We'll crack this, we'll get our thing. Tap, draw. No, Glyph Keeper's pretty good. So we gotta play that before we commit to this Memory. I think we're just gonna take it. All right, we got to deal with some flyers, unfortunately. Well, Electrify helps. So, yeah, we got to do that. Now we got to do that. It's okay. So we got to electrify the Drake. And then we can't use Seeker because it's just draw, discard, which may actually just be okay because it feeds our plan, right? Yeah, the bite, well, is it worth it or not? That's a question. Because if we get the Drake or the Javelineer, it hurts us. But if we get one of our spells, I mean, we're just as likely to get either one, right? I don't want to trade my Glyph Keeper for the Initiate, but I may just... I really don't want to. And do we use the Seeker here? I don't know. I'm not going to. All right, no plays. Oh, another Enigma Drake is pretty good. So why don't we... I guess attack with these 3. Okay. Then we'll play Enigma Drake. The Electrify on our 2/3 was not very good for them. Oh yeah, Glorybringer, yeah, it's pretty insane. So that's probably going to do it. They didn't exert? Well, that was a mistake. Yeah, they accidentally didn't use their thing there. The funny thing is we kept drawing spells, which made the commit to memory worse, but we're going to cast it now. We still get the better end of this deal. And then we can loot. I forgot that it resets our Drakes, but that's actually good. So, we'll dump this. So I clearly can't attack. Unfortunately, Gale Strike's not that great on Glorybringer. Because bouncing it might actually help him get the extra exert. So next turn we can have 8 mana. So we can play Drake, Tormenting Voice, and leave up Cancel. Which I think we have to do. This time they're exerting. All right. So, I mean, we got a block here, obviously. opponent's deck is pretty sweet, though. Okay. So, first things first, we want a Tormenting Voice, right? So it's Tormenting Voice, discarding an island. Okay. Much prefer them do it to that than my Enigma Drake, to be perfectly honest. We're not going to pay for that. I mean, I can, but I want to leave up cancel. So we'll let that happen. And then we'll loot. Electrify's good. Let's get rid of a mountain. Then we'll play an island, and we'll play an Enigma Drake and leave up cancel and Gale Strike. Remember, we have Glyph Keeper we can get back to. Very important. So Floodwaters, we're just going to cancel that. So we can make sure that we resolve our Electrify, and we can use Seeker, so let's do that. We'll kill this. And then we'll loot. We'll dump island. Can't do the Glyph Keeper, so just play the Oracle here. Nice. So we'll dump that, and we'll leave the other two on top. We can get the Javelineer next turn, which I think is good. And we can play the land because we're going to do Glyph Keeper next turn. So if we draw another land, we can actually do Glyph Keeper plus Gale Strike, which is nice too. A little bit of protection. Okay. Serpent's a bit of a problem, but we do have the Gale Strike, I guess. Oh yeah, we have the Javelineer too. So what are we up to? We're up to 1, 2. We only have 3 currently. So let's just do Glyph Keeper. Embalm it. And then we just got to pass here. So we're going to chump the Serpent with the Seeker. I don't think we need the Seeker anymore. Another option is to double block the Serpent with Drake and... Oh, well, that's interesting. So what does that mean exactly? I'm not sure, but I guess we'll find out. I think I'm just going to chump. I can chump with the 2/4. It's probably better. Huh. That's interesting. Well, all the initiates is kind of a bummer, but what can you do? I mean, we do have the Javelineer here, so I guess that's going to help, but... oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. So we can do pull from tomorrow to draw. Well, the problem is we got to do the Gale Strike. All right. I guess we Gale Strike plus loot. Okay. It does help, but still in some trouble here. Sad to see Glyphkeeper not be good enough here. It's a bit disappointing. Oh, Serpent of our own. How much does it cost right now? 3? That's pretty good. So why don't we attack with our Glyphkeeper. I got more goodies? Oh, okay. I was going to say. And we'll play the Serpent. And then we'll pass, and we can decision paralysis. I might just want to play around a counter here, though. Yeah, I think we do. The problem is they can... Yeah, that is a problem, actually. But I have to do it anyway, right? Well... Alright, I'm just going to do it, actually. I just really want to resolve it. Because I feel like if I don't resolve it, I'm in big trouble. Guess we can get rid of that. So I'm out of Electrify. I have another Javelineer. I've got a couple Drakes. Okay, so they drew the thing they needed. Close match though, or at least close game 2. But yep, they got us. Yeah, opponent's deck was pretty sweet. I thought ours was too, but nope, they had better goodies. The rares and the stuff like that. But hopefully we can get game 3, or match 3 rather. We'll see if we can. We'll see you then.